Now feel all the blessings from the lineage, from Tuji Kundu, from masters, to oneself in the body, speech and mind. And gradually, instant transformation, this presence that you feel that your body is Tuji Kundu, your inner anatomy is all 5 energy centers are illuminated, 3 principal channels are illuminated. Just feel this, 3 kaya, 3 tongras. Just feel one by one. If you feel comfortable doing that, do that. If you can also do just all 3 tongras are alive. Continuously remaining in the awareness of the 3 tongra. Now we will do the clearing of the channels with subtle wind, with the rainbow, 5 pure light, not tigle, 5 pure light. So like in a material that we've given you, so imagine and feel the rainbows, lights about 16 inch away from your nostril, which means when you inhale, it requires kind of the distance makes it requiring like a deep, slow inhalation. So inhale these lights moving up through the 2 side channel, through nostril, through up and down through side channels. And they unify in the junction, gentle hold. And as you begin exhale from the nostril, the energy, the light shoots up. Breath goes down from nostril, the energy moves up through the central channel and comes out from the top of the crown, back to the same original location, ready for the next cycle of breath. So when we are guiding it, it's slow, so your breath might not correspond that, but find a comfortable corresponding cycle of breath that it follows that movement, visualization. That means probably more like movement is faster, so that breath cannot hold that long, right? So imagine these 5 pure light, it's subtle wind of awareness, subtle wind of fire, subtle wind of bliss. When it's moving down through the side channels, every area is touching, it's clearing. And when it's moving up through central channel, every chakra, like a navel, the heart, the throat, the crown, every chakra is clearing, igniting. It's just feel that it's playing that role. It's just not moving this light, but it's energy that it's clearing. Yeah. So continue as we listen to the Salivya mantra, clearing the channels with subtle, blissful, fiery wind. Refresh your visualization as Longku Tongra, like the body of goddess, and breathe in deep, deep in, and then when you breathe out, imagine these fiery weapons, like energetic, powerful, through your breath goes out, and it dissolves, pacifies all the obstacles, outer obstacles. Imagine that. It's your own inner power, power of the breath, power of the awareness that is coming out as a fiery weapon and eliminating all outer obstacles. As we sing Ram 3 times, breathe in as we breathe out with Ram syllable, with the fire, and eliminating all the conceptual minds, destructive emotions. Now as we sing the Pe, imagine and feel in this fire circle there is a wheel in which there's many goddesses, action goddesses facing out as guard and protector for your this embodiment, this Longku, body of the goddess. Now as we sing Hum, imagine as you breathe out all these weapons and the goddess of the magical goddess. And finally, syllable So. As we breathe out in the swastika, in the spokes of the swastika, the wisdom god is facing in and protecting our inner wisdom, our inner Longku Tongra. How are you feeling? Getting a little easier with the practice, familiarity? I completely agree, it's very complex and might be a little bit too busy mind. But as you begin to practice more and more and more, it becomes more simpler, you know? That makes sense? It looks like a total opposite of our normal way of being. You're trying to imagine the body which you don't have. You're trying to imagine the anatomy which you don't have. Or you're trying to imagine the three channels, the energy, the pure energy centers. Maybe let me say, not you don't have, but which you're not aware of. Okay, let's correct myself. And you're trying to have this fantastic breathing, which you don't breathe. You're trying to find a neutral state of calm being, a full sense of being, which usually you don't experience that. So it becomes a little busy. The truth is, what we're usually trying to do is busier. Samsaric body, pain story, pain chakras, pain resistance, and all those is very, very busy. We are busy, but we are so used to it, so we don't feel busy. This is my normal job, to suffer, create confusions. Just one simple idea. I'm not good enough. To see yourself that way, to feel that way, feel all the time that way. When you have to respond to somebody, you respond from that place. When you breathe from that place, I'm not good enough. When you make a decision, you make a decision from that place. When you respond to the threat, you respond to the threat from that place. I'm not good, I'm not strong. So if you're not strong, how are you going to fight? But it's quite a lot to have that one single set of mind activating your whole system being all the time. It's a lot of work, but we are so used to it. No problem. That makes sense? So it's not, practice is really complicated. Yes. It's just complicated for us to, from going from one extreme to trying to change another extreme, it's difficult. You know? So what you're trying to take out of this practice in everyday life, I think that's an important question, important point. I don't know if you will become Tukje Kundol or not, that's not worry about it. Trying to find the best version of yourself. And we know you have many different versions, you know. Monday version of you, Tuesday version of you, Thursday, Friday, weekend version of you. When you're getting divorced with somebody, that version of you. When you met this person first time making love with that person, that version of you. So you have many, many versions. A version which feels everything is threatening you. If not everybody, a lot of them there. Or you feel like everybody is very friendly to you. Even they're trying to criticize you, you say, thank you for letting me know that. I did not know that about me. You have changed my life, showing who I am not, you know. That's what the role of the teachers do, you know. So you feel peace in the world, you know. So I think these are some important points that I think we should take in our life through these teaching and practices. So let me ask you, have you been practicing this breathing, what we were talking about, the 4 second in and 6 second out, I don't know, 4 second resting. Have you been doing this? How many people? I mean, very simple, very simple. Do your finger, or maybe you don't have to do just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. In. Just like that. How many people are doing it? How many people are planning to do? What is it?
I don't know. I didn't hear.
I remember. Okay, that's fine. That's fair. Yeah, we forget. It's Thank God we don't forget to breathe.
Oddychać.
If anybody forgot to breathe, they will be dead, right? Most cases, maybe 4 minutes. If you don't breathe, you die. Maybe some people, extreme exercises and training, maybe more minutes, but we die. But you find it really interesting in experience, you know. For example, during exhalation, like you look at my chest, shoulder, you know, like when people are ready to fight, they go like this, right? Then, okay, when you really have to fight or run or do a final kick for world final kick of the World Cup champion, I don't know, you have to do breathing, right? Tiger is chasing you, you know, you have to do that. But many people, internal fear is chasing them all the time like a tiger. Their pain is chasing them all the time.
Ból ciągle ich goni.
They don't realize that their pain is not something else than their own projection. When they realize, I don't have to run. Instead of running, I can rest. Even be with fear. Feel comfortable with fear. Smile at fear. Laugh at fear. Make friend with fear. Give spacious, luminous, warm hug. But you cannot run all the time.
Ale
So
przed nim.
when you exhale, it's like all these internal demons, and we're trying to burn this, trying to destroy these demons, destructive emotions and unproductive conceptual minds and so on. But you know, the protection. You know, if your chest and shoulder, if you pay close attention to this exhalation, you really come to this releasing, very peaceful place. At least personally, I feel that way. You know?
Sure.
So when you deep exhalation, you can body and everything you relax. You feel your heart, your organs, your cells, from entire your body to one single cell. During this exhalation, you're saying there is no threat. Relax. Relaxing in deep place, and that space. It feels very important space, a resting space. And in the teachings, I'm trying to look at from my perspective to these teachings. These things are discussed here. I'm reflecting on these things. What are these means? What are these means? The idea of inhale, exhale, it seems like it's a total work of survival.
Yeah.
If you don't inhale, you don't get the energy or survival energy. Or you
Do
cannot,
przetrwania.
you cannot process with things. Like even grossest level, like a digestion system. Or distributing all the nutrients and nutritions and so on in the rest of the body. So, but once you exhale, that it seems like a safe place. If you rest there, the question about how long you're going to rest there, it seems like various. Of course, there is stories in the past in the yogis who have rested in a samadhi for 500 years. At least the idea is, yes, you can rest for unimaginable time. It's like a bodies keep tracked. Like,
złapane.
Like this idea, I mean, I don't know if you heard this story, it must be true, that one American guy who died and he spent all these millions of dollars to ask him to be frozen until they will discover the medicine for the disease, then they will defroze and then he will become alive. Have you heard that? So they're believing in that in some sense. It's not crazy image. I think it's quite fun to think that way. Especially these teaching, this practice of Tummo. You know, that's what I've been saying yesterday, that you have defrozen your body, you have defrozen your voice, you have defrozen your heart. Now it's the time to, you have frozen them, now is the time to defroze them because you have a right fire to defroze them. Kind of probably the work more, unless you really feel that this Tummo practice is exactly where it's described you wanted to do, that's fine. But I think for more ordinary people, that approach might be much more powerful because really the defroze of your body, speech and mind, it's very clear, very obvious, you know. You see that. You see countries and cultures, those who've gone through war or going through the war, and that generation, those who've gone through poverty, hunger, and you see the deep frozen pain in their body, in their voice, in their mind. You see that. And it takes generation to clear it. Simple question will be, is it possible to not wait generations to clear it. Is it possible to next 3-4 years, can I clear that? But speed up the process. And the process is to bring awareness to them. Like for example, when we walk, we talked about when you walk in the street. I always joke about it, Monday morning, professional frozen bodies. Frozen dead body walking to the office. Have you seen them? Have
No.
you been one of them? But I mean, my main point, what I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to criticize. My main point is, can you see it so clearly? That's my point. Everybody who goes to the work on Monday, they should just think, it's not a Monday, it's a Friday. Friday.
się przekonywać, mówić sobie, że to
You
nie...
recite the mantra of Friday, you know? They began to dance, Friday. There were jokes about Cuba. There's a Cuban people like party all the time, right? And then Castro said to Cuban people, we have been criticized, we have been judged by other people. You party too much, no more party. And everybody saying, no more party, no more party.
Wszyscy zaczęli party.
Then no more party become a music and the party start again. It's in their core being, the party, For sure, those people are less frozen in their bodies, That's good laughter. So the idea of 3-door recognition of your frozen body, frozen speech, frozen heart, and defrosing them with the light of awareness and with a connection. So this simple concept, and you can see all the practice that what we have been doing, somewhere how to do that. And I would recommend do that with a commitment. Dog is okay, that makes sense? So think about this. Now on, you're going to change your breathing. I promise myself, I'm going to change my cycle of breath. Think about that. I'm not forcing anybody, but I'm giving this opportunity to self confirmation of yourself, saying, I am going to change my cycle of breath. That makes sense? So the idea of 4-6-4, it could be very long. It could be, 10-10-10. It depends. I'm sure when you do that, some people, when you say 4-4-6-4, some people feel they go like that, and some people go, that's too short. Or the ideas of energy centers, right? Energy centers. Like in here, we're talking about 5 energy centers, and maybe you can just don't worry about it if it's too complicated. At least just simply think about heart energy centers. Simple promises to oneself. I'm going to breathe better now on, and I'm going to breathe from my heart. And I'm going to use my breath to clear my heart. I'm going to use my breath to charge my heart. So that's what it says, when 3 years, 4 years ago, when we talked about the breath. So we're talking, it says that the breath is a source of everything. So another word, very simple way, the bad breathing is the source of all the disease. The good breathing is the source of all healing. Simple as that. Because it seems like so much unconscious about what happened in our body that even like one single cell, maybe even one organ. Why sometimes one specific organ dies? Because they're using up the energy for unnecessary things. They're not getting the energies that they need, and they're using up what they have. And they die. So when we are aware of that, then we are able to breathe from that. Like 5-element practices, that's what the practice is about. Breathing from each organ, breathing from each energy centers, breathing from heart. Now on, I'm going to breathe from my heart. Maybe the resting point can be longer a little bit if you feel comfortable. That moment, heart is feeling very peace. Heart is feeling not threatened. And heart is feeling, I don't have to use any energy. Energy used for what? And then breathe again. Probably, in principle, better than many medicine or hard medicines, it's breathing. Anyway, I'm very excited about these things. I'm learning, of course, I'm learning the teaching, learning a lot about science discoveries. There is so much out there as a research, basically confirming many of these points, something that we all needed to learn. The only thing in the science, what they think we are crazy, thinking about transformation of Tulja Kundal, they missed that. They worried about this body only. We are aware of more bodies, more
Istnienia
different
wielu,
realms,
wielu intencji.
existence. So that's okay. We don't have to discuss about that. We
Ale-
can only discuss and work with what we agree. Idea of yesterday we talked about heart. It's being a flower, and this flower is dying, drying out.
Bo po prostu usycha.
Nobody's giving water. No, there's no sun. It's dark. No water. No sun. That's the image. So how do you change that? First, you have to notice. Oh, you look at your flower. When you touch it, the soil, it's dry. Simple. Bring the water. Put the water. A couple of hours later, you see there like the
Co się
flower is
stało?
like that.
Ślinka.
Exactly. That's exactly what you do. So what does that mean?
Co
That
to
means
znaczy?
first acknowledging the pain, not trying to fight and judge everybody and not acknowledge your pain. That's not the way to do practitioner's approach. Acknowledge your pain. See that. Second exercise, clear it.
Tak.
9 breathing, central channel, clear it.
Dziewięć.
You're giving air.
Oczy, kanał
Air is clearing
centralny.
it. Then the flame, then the hum. Bring your attention to the heart. Just touch you're connecting.
Połączyć.
You're aware. You're giving spacious, luminous,
I-
warm hug. And maybe a little later, release, clarity, a warmth, a smile, glow,
Będzie
flourishing, pressing through your body, through
Ciało.
your voice, through your expression, through your...
twarz.
Then that frozen,
I
that
zamrożone.
began to melt.
Właśnie
And how long
stanie
it
się
takes?
taka.
It should not take that long. So trust that. So dedication.